starring the pet man Matt Morrow, owner and founder of CFI. With him, we have Cherie Glenn, our lead reporter, knocking out interviews, going all over the place, just being the queen of CFI. We have Brandon Black, the man behind the camera, the producer, and our photographer, does a great job getting those shots every week. We have with us assistant West Charlotte football coach Brandon Phillips, very energetic young man. Former head coach at Centrica Bears and East Rowan High Schools, Kenneth McClamrock, one of our big football experts. And then last but certainly not least, we have Josh Kroll, former Christ the King head coach, former offensive coordinator at multiple schools. And we are Football Focus Weekly.
All right, good evening, everyone. Pet man Matt Morrow here. Charlotte Football Insiders Football Focus Weekly. We have reached the pinnacle, the last show of 2020, and I just have to say I'm so glad that we are almost done with this year. My goodness, what a year we have had. We're going to go through some of the most memorable things from a high school football perspective locally at 8 o'clock. We'll sound off a little after that. Then we'll get into recruiting tips and some of the signees. We've got a long list of local signees that signed with colleges on early signing day. But we're going to start tonight's show with thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. Went to a new barber. Did a good job. You know, I had to wait with an appointment. That's previewing my sound off. I'm gonna get to that later on. All right. But we're gonna start tonight's show with the all camp team from the Under the Lights camp that we just had this past Friday night up in Mountain Island Charter. You know, this is the second camp that we've done this year with Charlotte Football Insiders. And, you know, we had a lot of kids come back for that second time and very excited to see all the talent that was on the field. And I want to highlight some of those kids. Some of these kids that you, if you follow us regularly, you already know. The all camp team are pretty much kids that won an award. But then we're going to also have our list of honorable mentions, which mentions a lot of kids that I took notice of personally when walking around the field and, you know, taking a look at film before the camp and, you know, seeing what kids did in person and seeing improvement from some kids from the last time we saw them. So if you don't know who won an award, you're going to find out right now. So for the all camp team, for quarterback, we got Cameron Croma from A.L. Brown High School. And I mean, I tell you, this kid, left hand, really good pocket presence, smooth over the top delivery. Really, really great kid to talk to. We've interviewed him before, invited him to come back out here, and you know, really impressed with where he is right now. He attended the first camp, didn't win the quarterback award. He was honorable mention at the first camp, but you know, this time around, you know, he really, you know, opened some eyes, and I know, you know, the coaches I talked to were very impressed with his ability. So, you know, he was, you know, definitely our best quarterback at the camp for sure. At the running back position, for the all camp team, we have Trey Nicholson from Mountain Island Charter. And I tell you, the coaches were just raving about this kid and his speed and the things, you know, coaches were telling me that they could do with him in their offense. You know, he's a guy that, you know, Christian McCaffrey type guy that can, you know, you can give him the football course in the run game, but you can also throw it to him out of the backfield. You can put him up in the slot and match him up against linebackers and safeties, and he's going to win because he's got incredible speed and quickness and agility. You know, he's a very talented young man and, you know, very impressive overall. And that's why he, you know, won that award for the best running back. But I'll tell you, he's a hell of an athlete and a great young man, comes from a good family as well. At the wide receiver position, you know, we talked to the coaches and they just said this guy was the best guy, you know, head and shoulders above the other guys that were there on this night. And that's Jayden Lockhart from Mountain Island Charter. And I tell you, he was at Berry, and I think this is going to be a situation where you start hearing a name a lot and you're wondering, where did this kid come from? Well, this kid, man, he's grown. I think he's gotten taller. He's definitely worked on his game. He's become a route technician. Um, I think he has great hands. He looks the ball in well. He does a lot of technical things well. You can tell he's really been focusing on technique. And going to Mountain Island Charter and getting into some one-on-one matchups at that level, I think he's going to be dominant. So I look for that guy to really blow up, this upcoming season. And comment here from LJ Jones, his OC is going to have a field day. I'm telling you, man, there's some kids at this camp that I would have loved to coach, if I was still, offensive coordinator. This is a guy you can put him on the backside of a formation and try to, get a one-on-one matchup with him, and he's going to go dominate and get the football. Just really impressive young man right there. I didn't have a tight end award because I only had one tight end sign up for the camp. But I'm telling you, I'm putting this kid on the all camp team because he just came out there and, he was dominant. He was dominant, man. And that's Jack Larson from Charlotte Catholic. Everyone kept coming up to me, hey, man, you know that this kid from Catholic, you see you out here, bodying people, being, really strong on his routes and everything and catching the football well. And, I started watching him. I said, wow. We all know Charlotte Catholic is, run first team, but, this kid came out there and really impressed a lot of people. At Charlotte Catholic, he's gonna get in that weight program, there with Coach Miller and Coach Hazel. They do a great job over there. I came and saw their weight program last summer, and they really work. They really do a great job. And once he gets in that room and works and works and works and grows and grows and grows, and he's gonna be a high level player. I'm excited to see his development. And as Coach Billups is telling me off camera, he's a freshman, rising. I think rising sophomore, I believe. And Coach Billups also saying he's the best route runner. So, and I agree. Just watching him, he was really impressive. Really, really coached well. All right, offensive line. I'll tell you, there's some good offensive linemen, and you're going to hear about a couple more in the honorable mentions. But Braxton Butler from Richmond County won our offensive line award, and I'll tell you that when I came over and started watching offensive line 101s, I saw this young man, Braxton, going up against Zaryan Jackson Bass from Vance. He was our defensive MVP at the last camp. And I said, hey, man, I said to Braxton, I said, hey, this is the MVP right here. You better tune it up. Man, Braxton stonewalled this kid, Zaryan, at the line. And I said, oh, no. Are you serious? And then he just, he didn't talk a lot. He didn't showboat a lot. He went about his business, but he was really impressive. I mean, he was stout. And I talked to some of the Richmond coaches. He says he only has one offer. And that's insane because the kid has, great grades. He has great size. He's obviously got a good attitude. That was crazy to me. So you need an offensive lineman. You need to go down to Richmond County because they got him and they got a couple other ones that we're going to talk about. But what a player. What a player. And Coach Billups off camera telling me great feet. And I agree. There was no false steps. He got to where he needed to be in his kick slides really well, very efficiently. People try to bull rush him. He just stonewalled him. I mean, just a great offensive lineman. And I love offensive linemen. That's what I coached. So I was very excited. Matter of fact, Billups, I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to let you add some commentary here. Hold on. Okay. All right. So, defensive line, Chibuzo Ahim from Cuthbertson. Like I said at the camp, I invited this kid after he tagged me in a workout video, and I was watching him. I said, man, this kid can move. I said, I don't know anything about him. So, invited him. He came out there, and he won that award against a very strong group. of guys from Vance, and a couple other guys that we invited that are on honorable mention. So, Phillips, I don't know if you got a chance to see him or not, but
no, I saw him. He got a great takeoff, and he used them hands very well. When I saw he was from Cumberland, I said, "What?" And watching, he got great hand placements. Like he is always extended, and he always was in control. So it was great watching him work, especially when he went to Braxton at one time. Like Braxton, like it's no shade to all the other O-line, but that Braxton boy, that dude boy, I don't understand. That boy got the quickest feet. He light on his feet. He's violent with his hands. With that DN, like that D lineman boy. That's what you want to see at D lineman. You want to see extension and getting off the block like quick. So you can't get your hands on him because he fully extended and he fire off that line every time. So it was beautiful watching. You got great hand, great feet, great mobility. It was perfect. Cumberland got a gym, and him to beat that kid from Vance, that's tough. Cause that kid from Vance is official, and that's why even when you say he got beat by Braxton, y'all gotta understand that Richmond County got some hogs, and I think that was more of it was a little something when he went against that Vance kid because me and Pep was at that game. So. Yeah, it was a little bit more something. It was a very tense moment, but hey, Coach Steele, you got your alignment down there, but that Cumberland. Hey, that Cumberland got some players. They got some gems.
Hey, your buddy Jagged Joe got a message for you too.
Look alive. Oh Lord. My bad, Joe. My bad.
All right. So on the linebacker all camp award, we got Cooper Williams from Hickory Ridge. And I tell you, we broke down the shuttle scores. He was second overall in the shuttle. It just shows you his, change of speed and quickness in that, position. And, there's another kid that got in late and, he was very impressive. Watched him in the one-on-ones and cat and mouse drill against a good running back group. And, he was right there with him.
He got a quick first step. We was, Coach McFadden was over there doing the shuttles. And I was shocked. I would tell you that. I knew Moulton was going to be one of the top. You knew Trey was going to be one because you didn't see him, but he fixed that outside linebacker running back like he plays at Hickory Ridge. Shout out to Juke. They produce athletes. It's good to go out there and watch some of these kids move. Like, if you look at them, you see a frame, and he was like, I play outside linebacker. I was like, so that tell me one or two things. It tell me one thing. He got attitude, and when he hit you, he hit you. So because you play Hickory Ridge, you play linebacker or running back, you gotta bring that boom over there. So I know Kenny hates, he got this thing for Hickory Ridge, but that Harrisburg High School got some players over there. When I was at Providence, we scrimmaged them both years I was there. It's some attitude over there. So he fixed it. He fixed the mold. I would say this, Pep, before we could 98% of them kids were some of the nicest and most professional kids I ever been around. And that's saying a lot. Like, it was like, yes, sir, no, sir. So, Juke, you did a good job with that kid because in parent, like, it was a couple kids we were like, oh, Lord. But it was, it was just, he was not cocky. Which I love cocky. I love cocky football players, but he went to work. He was just there it was a business trip. So respect to him, man.
Right. Absolutely. And then the DB award that you gave out was Ray Mack. I put the wrong school on.
Oh, jeez.
Ray Mackey from Hunter Huss in Gastonia. And that was another kid we invited. I felt like, needed some exposure, and he was able to come out there and
don't know why he's
not for himself.
Don't know why.
Well, he just got a D2 offer from West Virginia State.
I was glad to see that. College coaches, go get that kid. He got great lateral movement. He's violent. He's the perfect mix of violent and patient. And inside joke. but it's he's perfect mix of violent and patient. He can play off man. He was playing off man. He was playing press. He's very well coached by Randy Thompson. You know, he fall into that tree. My man, damn, what's my man who had Jamestown, the head coach who just left Hunter Huss.
Oh, Jamar McCoy.
Yeah, McCoy. My fault, McCoy. I'm sorry, McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he's been very well coached. I was just glad that Gaston County coaches was nice to me at the camp after the last show. But now, Ray, I don't know why he's not as big as the other the ones who going to UNC, but their skill sets are very, and people will get mad when I say that they're on the same level. Like he don't miss a beat. Like he was one of the few ones that went against tight end U over there, Route U, that gave Route U like a dog fight. Like y'all, that Shaw Catholic tight end, he's a freshman. He's just a freshman. And the routes he was running out there, man, I thought I was playing Madden watching him. But Ray is good. Watch him go against West Mack, speed receiver. That was pretty good comp. It was a lot of good comp for him. I don't think he didn't go against the Mount Island guy. I wanted to see that one. That was one I wanted to see. We didn't really see it, but it was a lot of good comp at the DBs. There really was no DB. I'm being honest, it was really none that really slack. It was like good eight of them. You know, one-on-ones, y'all, and I want all y'all on social media to understand, one-on-ones, that's a wide receiver drill. You know, wide receivers don't dominate, especially when they're dancing on the line. You know, we don't. Me and Pep don't talk about that. We don't. I'm bringing the stopwatch out next time. But he was the best one. And, you know, I got to get a shout out to Fred. Fred Bates, he's one of the most dominant DBs in the city. I would say that. And you could tell that him being that Coach Bird's defense, he flourished in that. Fred is up and coming. The Ashbrook kid, Coach James kid over there, he's nasty. North Mac DB.
Yeah, Jayden Soul. Yep, and they're. Yeah.
It's so many. It's just so many.
We're gonna get to those guys here in just a second, because actually those are all on the next.
Even the West Mac corner, he was good too. You know, it's a lot. It was just, and Moulton, my fault. Moulton, and he didn't pull his hamstring. He probably would have been in the running for one of the best, but I shut him down because I know his mom would have yelled at me. But
She's probably watching. She's probably watching.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, I was talking to her earlier. I was trying to help her get a PlayStation 5. Shout out Ms. Mo. Her and Mr. Richardson. I like them. They're good people. They're very. I like meeting these parents. There's some great people out here. Like they on my favorite parent list, like Mr. Moss. Mr. Moss is my guy. That's my guy. But hey, he would have been up there because he had some very good stops. He went against the Mount Island kid. He stonewall him a good time. He went against the Vance kid. The Vance ninth grader wide receiver. Yeah. Hey, Vance got some stuff, boy.
Actually, let's go to both of them now, because
Vance got some stuff, boy. Hey, y'all might be mad last, you know. Actually, yeah.
All right, so let me do the special teams, guys. So Piedmont High School has the best special teams I've ever seen. I mean, their kicker, Gavin Hoyle, won the kicking award. He nailed a 54-yard field goal to win that. And then their long snapper, Everett McLaughlin, won for the second time. He won the best snapper at the first camp, came back and then won it again. So Piedmont High School, I mean, they ain't going to dominate you in special teams, if nothing else.
You got to take your special teams serious.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Eddie Spitzley, Arizona State. There we go.
We're gonna get to him a little later.
I had to shout him out. He was yelling.
I know. It's okay. So you mentioned fastest man award was Sean Walker Advance. That's the receiver you're talking about. I mean, that was our fastest man competitions have been tough, man. He literally won because he leaned his head. I would go back and look at the camera.
Not trying to start no smoke. I would have loved to see him versus Moulton without the hamstring, like because Moulton didn't run, he didn't run. We didn't let him run. Their parents didn't let him run, which was smart. But Lash, I know you watch. He is fast, but I would have liked to see him versus that quick team. And he ran a good show to it. He was probably top 5. Well, I go look at the sheet off the top of my head. It was top 5. And then
who in the 40?
Yeah, no, in the shuttle.
Shuttle. I got it somewhere.
Him is the West Met receiver didn't run, did he?
Some kids opted out of the combine.
Oh my goodness. He had ran that show. He might have won it. He might have won. That West Met kid is one of the quickest kids. Lord Jesus. West Met got some, they all together. West Met got some weapons.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that next year. So,
best overall West Met. You know my brother, the AD. Shout out to Mr. Coach Wilkins over there. That's my brother.
Hey, he's a good dude. I met him. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, just like
best the best overall athlete. When we took a look at the rankings for all 3 events, the best overall athlete was Jameer. Jameer was the best overall athlete. It was between him and Trey. One. Yeah. Jameer was number 1 in the broad jump and the excuse me.
Shuttle gave me second.
Give me 1 second. Good gracious.
Quit the throat, man. Come on, like DJ Quit said. You got me on here. Guys, we don't fix our 40s next time, too. We're not going to do off the whistle. I'm just going to sit here and just talk about my PlayStation. Got my PlayStation 5 yesterday. Miss Moulton is a little upset with me about it, but they don't get there. Mr. Rich said, I can't not give you mine. I'm sorry. I waited long for it. Now my children get to play the PS4.
Man, sorry about that. Boy, you know when something go down the wrong tube.
I told you about your phone like DJ Quick said. And then I mean monologue. I felt like Saturday Night Live, man. I was monologue. I was like, I don't know what to talk about, you know.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So the longest throw was Trey Mooney from Cray School.
Oh yeah,
that 4-yarder. I mean,
I saw that one. Cray School got laughing at boy.
Got a lot of good quarterbacks up there.
I wonder what. Now I'm playing. You know, it's a great facility up there. God, y'all gotta understand. I'm a jokester, but it's a wonderful facility up there. I think they got an inside training. They got a dome, don't they?
I think so. And then Heath Schuler's the coach, right?
Yeah, man, don't y'all ever let me get in the mountain in a dome where you could control the heat. Boy, I might never leave that thing. I might bring my cot from when I went to Kuwait and sleep in that thing. That's fancy. But now he got an arm. I think then he played with the Hopewell who transferred up there. Didn't they split time this year?
I think Simpkins was the starter, but I think he got
Simpkins is the truth. You know, that's another kid who need to get signed ASAP because he got a cannon. You know, it was a lot of
he's got another year. He reclassed. That's why he went up there. So he's got another year.
And Mr. Walker said, Mr. Fast, Mr. Walker, your son, legit. Legit.
Hey, the great thing about this is you can go back and play this as many times as you want, cut it up, put it on.
And he's just a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
They got some receiver boys.
All right. Woo. Yeah, they do.
Thank God for 3A.
All right, so honorable mentions. Quarterback, I got 2 honorable mention quarterbacks. Zaire Kenny from West Mack. I mean, the kid has gotten a lot better in the offseason. I thought he threw the ball pretty well.
Yeah, when you short like that and you got a cannon, you got to have a cannon. You got to have a cannon. And he looked better from this camp, from the last camp. Last camp, it was just, you could tell he had a cannon. This camp, you could tell he had a cannon. He had some accuracy. So it was some good balls. You know, so I'm glad they got one of the A1 quarterback coaches in the state. Mr. McFadden over there. So, you know, you guys soak it in when you got Coach McFadden over there. But, he's when you short, you don't be in shotgun, so you got to sling it. You got to sling it.
So, and then we had from Parkwood High School in Union County, we had Cameron Enos, who came out and did a good job. He brought his receiver with him, Mr. Mobley, who I thought did a good job as well. The receiving, they got a really good synergy. They were throwing one-on-ones a lot to each other. But his ball placement was really good. Timing was good, and technique was good. So I was impressed with those two.
You like to see Parkwood doing good. He was throwing good ball. If I had to throw one in there, non-West Shaw related, because everybody think I'm showing favorites. It was actually the AK quarterback. Good gracious.
Oh, Curtis.
Woo.
Jack Curtis, yep.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like a quarterback. He throw that ball. He does what you want to. He's a wizard with the ball. I like it. I think he's a rising junior, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm very familiar to what he did to my JV team last year. So it's hard for me to talk good about AK. But I'm trying to be nice to them guys over there. But he had great feet too. It's just little things. It was cold. You don't have your receivers out there. So hey, it's tough sometimes.
Yeah. At the running back position, there were two guys. I mean, we had about 7-8 running backs, but there was a really strong group. It was a hard decision to give Trey that award. I mean, he played really well, but these two guys made it tough. Caden Hager from Catawba Ridge. I'm gonna tell you something. That Catawba Ridge had a special run. I'm gonna talk about it a little later in the greatest moments of 2020. But he decided to go for running back. He actually could do both at quarterback, but I told him, it's better just to focus on one.
Oh.
He chose running back.
He's the one who took over for when the quarterback went down.
Yep, that's him.
He looked good. He
looked good. He looked good. Yeah, especially I think he really stood out in the cat and mouse drill we did with the running backs. The linebackers. He caught the ball well at the backfield. I really would classify him as an athlete because of all the things he can do. I think he can help a lot of these, programs. Especially
learn the back pedal, brother. Hey, no, he got good size.
Yeah,
he got good size.
Yeah, and then Isaiah Mcmullen from Thomas Jefferson. This kid really is a leader. That really stood out to me. Technique is really good. He's a good 3-down running back. I think he can catch. He can run inside. He can has some speed to get on the outside.
Speaking of one, I got one to add to that list. My boy Stanley Reed over there from Hopewell. The only reason why I say that, I love Stanley. Stanley, when I was there when he was a freshman. He was our nose tackle and our center. And Pep will remember that. Last year he had remember that? I do. Yeah. And last year he had a major knee injury. And it was just good to see little Stanley out there running routes and just activate out. He come from great parents. His father knows my former father-in-law. It was just, and the kid is so polite, man. I just love Stanley. Me and Stanley always laugh. Game on. I said, "Oh, Stanley, got your little military cut, all swole." But he looked good coming out of that backfield. You got a little weapon, man. I had to go tell the West Shop. I said, "Man, we might have to watch little Stanley." But Stanley, boy, that's my guy.
Good stuff. I agree. I agree with everything you said. Receivers, I thought there were a few receivers that stood out, and I know you can give some more insight on that. Davin Reed from Mooresville nearly won the fastest man competition. Yes. And that's the thing that stood out. His speed, his ability to get separation on routes was impressive. You mentioned him earlier, Samir Murphy from West Mack.
That dude pushes up. No false step. His first step is upfield. He pushing. He getting on toes. He's a route technician. And from when we played him last year, he has improved a lot on his routes. Like it was good watching Samir. Shout out to Samir,
Oh yeah. And good attitude too.
No junk talk. We all know wide receiver, they chirp, there's some chirping. They like the bird. He doesn't go to work. I like plays like that. They grab their briefcase and go to work. And that's what he did. He let his game talk. And the boy can run, man. He's a dangerous slot receiver. You see, most people look at him and be like he's a one, but in college, he's short. He's a boy. He's a slot. He's a nightmare in that slot.
Yes. And another one, a slot guy, Damonte Fuhrman from Mallard Creek.
Yes.
You know, I thought he looks really good. He's definitely recovered, you know, from last year. You know, there's a lot of things when you do one-on-ones that you evaluate, and it's not necessarily the completion; it's the speed and in and out of cuts. It's the you know, way you run your routes and everything, and it's hard sometimes with the time with the quarterbacks because you're getting so many different guys, and you know. But
he's dangerous.
Yeah.
I would have hate to see that offense with him and Metcalf because they're like two versions of each other. You know, Metcalf he'll cut you up. Metcalf will cut you up. But Damonte, hey, I see why he got that Mamba last name, man. You deserve it. You deserve to be called Black Mamba. One day I would say, I love the swag. He back it up. That's why I say he deserved that Mamba talk because that one boy who chirping, but you chirp at him, he don't tell you step up to that line. You gotta prove yourself to him. So that's one thing as an adult, I appreciate it. You like seeing kids like that. That was me and Pet was saying. I don't care about the chirping. Just back it up. And he was cutting my DBs up a little bit. I said, hold up, young man. But he's good. Like he's legit, you know. I was glad I don't have to see. Hopefully, he get a little early offer and go like Metcalf and Jefferson and go on to college, so we don't have to worry about them three.
We got a nice comment here from Mr. Ryan Hager. Top of Ridge love, appreciate it. My son is marketing himself as an athlete, so hopefully good things to come. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Hager.
Once that quarterback come back, once Jayden come back, I will talk about that because I love their head coach. Their head coach is outstanding, and what he did.
Yeah,
what he did when that quarterback dropped, everybody ripped them off, and the run they had in the playoffs, I was impressed. So, you know, and your son is great. He's great. Your son's great. He's gonna be all right.
Very, very respectful young man. And I'm gonna reach out to him for an interview because I think his story is one that, you know, up in Charlotte, you know, people need to know more about. I know down there everyone has kind of heard it, but yeah. Well, I'll reach out to him soon.
Cause that's the one who stepped in for him, right?
Yep.
Hey, you took him to You took him to the third round, didn't you? Or second?
I think they call it the Upper State Championship.
Yeah, he took him down.
Right.
Hey, you're a bad boy in my book. Hey, South Carolina playoff. That's tough. You know, when you say what we want to about in North Carolina, that we have all this issue with South Carolina, we really don't. You got to respect. If you make it through that playoff system down there, you're a dog because you got to come ready to fight. It's just like 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A in North Carolina. Like, that's what we all, as coaches, we got to stop saying just because we want a 4A versus a 2A or 3A. There's some dog fights in that 1A because I tell you right now, there's some 4A teams who don't want to go to the mountain and play Robbinsville. Like, you don't get nothing but wing teeth.
We had that conversation last week twice.
You don't get wing teeth and smack in your face by little boys who this big and they don't run like they 350. It's an attitude. But, you know, South Carolina played great football.
So wide receiver Donovan Stone with Hickory Ridge also impressed me. He was in the top 3 of the 40 when he ran that. You know, another one that has a lot of these receivers are running really good routes. Maybe it's because we're doing all this 7-on-7 stuff without having real football that, you know, we got all this good technique.
What's the boy from
without pads.
What's the I'm messing in. My white boy with the swag who came out there with the earring.
Ashton Edstrom from Morrisville.
Hey, Ashton, I love that kid. I said, hey man, you gonna take it easy? He said, I can't even do it, coach. I said, God, dog. I love that kid. Y'all,
great kid.
Yes. Y'all got, he's great. He don't talk. He talk his talk, but He's the most swagger. He had the most swagger out there. My man, he come every camp. He had an earring, little necklace. I said, boy, you better go to work.
He did, and he did.
He's good.
All right, so we got another Richmond County offensive lineman that did really well, Jeffrey Linton. I was impressed with him too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was another one. He's a younger offensive lineman, but I'll tell you, he's already got the size, same technique.
You said Richmond County.
You know, his offensive line coach was retweeting some of his clips, and I went back and watched them, and I mean, he was, right there hand in hand with his teammate, right up there.
But me and you both say that even when we was at the playoff game. We was like, that line, they're coming off. I thought that was the first time Richmond County line they underperformed. And this ain't no shot at Richmond County. It was just they underperformed. I think they had to get used to Van's quickness. But like I said, when them boys knew there was somebody from Vance at that camp, it was competition that you love to see. There's no dislike or hatred. It was just, hey, y'all knocked us out. It's what you want to see you coach up young men. Right. You want to see, hey, you took me out of the playoff. Now, hey, I gotta let you know we don't got a little bit better. And you go back and let them know we want to see. And it just Richmond County, boy, hey, all their pieces stay. I wouldn't be mind to see Richmond County versus a team from Charlotte. You never know. I don't know what team from Charlotte will make.
The great thing is they're in the East, so
yeah, I think that's what people want to see.
We probably know they're coming out the East. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, no offense to
anybody.
Man,
Jack Brick, tell him, Frierson, come, Jack Brick. No, I'm playing. I don't know who coming. Y'all
all right, the other offensive line.
Y'all just come out, man. I'm not trying to come out the West. Hopefully. COVID got us all beat right now.
Yeah. Peyton Davis from Lake Norman.
I love that kid.
Talked about these Lake Norman linemen, and he came out there, and I thought he did a good job.
He's aggressive, boy.
That's one of the top offense. Oh yeah. There were some one-on-one clips with just the offensive linemen going against each other, and I put those in the experience film. And man, they were getting after it against each other down there.
I thought they had full equipment on down there. I know. It was out there punching. Shout out to Coach Kim, but hey, shout out to Coach Kim. I would never refer to her as a female football coach. She is a football coach because she had that O-line going to work down there. I was impressed. Oh, yeah.
Man, when they came over the one-on-ones with the D-line, you'll hear it when I put the O-line, D-line video.
No, I heard it in the camp.
Every time.
And the reason why we laugh because I'm usually I'm the loudest person at the camp usually because my military though. I go into Zen mode. But she had me. I was like, oh Lord, that. She was it was game time. It was game time over there. I like it. I knew she was game time when she came with the old school coach outfit with the warm up song with the I said, whoa, she about to go get it, boy. And she had the ball cap on. I was gonna walk out.
Oh man. Miss Moten, she said she was awesome. Watched her from the stands. Yeah. She we interviewed her, and I went and covered one of their games with the Charlotte Blue Storm. And then, when I asked her to volunteer, she was one of the first ones to say, "I want to come out and help with the coach." And she said, "I'll coach anything." I said, "Okay, well, you got offensive line." And she said, "All right, I got it. Let's go."
She had the coaching shoes on too. She had an outfit on. Had a mock. I think he had a mock turtleneck on too, Coach. But I'm messing with the coach. Coach did a great job. Hey, I was impressed. She was over there yelling, blowing that whip.
It was good. So on the D-line, we had two guys I want to talk about. Of course, Zaryan Jackson-Bass. I thought he did a really good job once again. Mm-hmm. Just an incredible 2023 kid. And you see him, it's like, there's no way he's 2023.
That boy look like a grown man. He look like a grown man. Why y'all feeding him down there, Vance? My fault.
They got a machine.
What are you feeding down there, JC?
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't say that.
You gotta keep the chamber in the chamber. Y'all don't pay me no man. I'm stupid. Boy. I like that.
Oh man. And then to hear Barnes Vaughn from Mooresville, I thought was impressive as well. Coming off the edge, even another one with really good size. I mean, we have
Mooresville had that coach out there, the running back coach. I killed Coach Pete.
Yeah,
Coach Pete. I killed his name.
I didn't get a chance
to talk to him, man. I love that guy. That's my guy. I still owe you a cigar, Coach. You my guy, man. I love that. Good people, man. Y'all see, Coach Phillips is peaceful, man. Boy, I'll be out here. Community engagement for CFI.
Well, you got a fan right here. Well, your boy Moss.
Oh yeah, that is true. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I love that. It's a gift and a curse. My daughter tell me all the time. She be like, "You so silly, Dad." I'm like, "Yeah."
And then we were talking about Jeffrey Linton from Richmond County, and Miss Linton says he's 2023. So yeah. I'm telling you,
he's a guard. He's a guard too.
Yeah, he's going to be really, really good. I mean, 2023 with that size and that ability already is, that's special.
Man, he got it. The one thing you would say about Richmond County linemen that you really like is they're aggressive. They're punch, boy. I know you guys keep on hearing me say that about these Richmond guys. It's hard to find old linemen with that punch. Like, if you want to see old linemen punch people in the face, like Lake Norman, Mooresville line, oh my God, you don't get punched in the face. And they play O-line like you want to, because O-line is now a finesse position. You gotta be mean. You gotta be nasty. And they're nasty. And these kids were not talking junk. I'm talking about stone face. They're going to work.
Yes. That was the most impressive thing. You're exactly right. I was trying to get them fired up, and they were just like in the zone. And I was like,
this is what we do. This is what we do. We eat pancakes, Coach. We eat pancakes.
All right, I'm gonna bring in our other guy who was at the camp, Justin Adams, and he's got some things he's gonna share about some kids as well. So I'm gonna bring him in.
Hey, Justin was hiding from me. I didn't see Justin like one time.
How you doing?
Justin was hiding from me.
I was standing beside you for a good 30 minutes talking to you.
That's how you know I was in the zone. Ain't that funny? Look. Oh, he was Justin. Pimp, I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
After all these months, we finally get the truth. After all these months,
I'm a good person.
Nah, he is. He's a good dude. He was a good dude.
Hey, I was a lock in yelling. As a matter of fact, he was over there when I went on my rant.
Nah, you was actually pretty calm though. That was the calmest I ever seen you. Like you get pretty hyped, and he was pretty calm that day. So
that's that military in me, man. It's just a balance. It's a balance. And then Pep see me get mad real quick. He be like, "Oh Lord."
I just walk away. That's the best thing to do. All right. So the linebacker spot. Goodness Odemena from Rocky River was impressive to me.
Yes.
I thought it was a really, really close thing between him and Cooper Williams for the top linebacker spot. I thought he moved well in space. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he got better from the last camp, for sure.
He had to get more confident. He had to get more confident.
It's coming.
No, he would have. And this ain't no shot the kid. You could tell he was just like too tight. But when you saw him in them cat and mouse drills, you see that lateral move, that great first step. And one thing you could tell that he's greatly coached by Coach Gray. It's one thing that linemen do at camp that I wish they do all the time. They don't do all the time. He would take a read step. And then he'll go pursuit. So you was like, okay. So it was just, you could tell that he's very, he's well coached. And he moved great lateral. He got a nice size, nice frame. He put like 20-pound muscle on him. That boy, he legit, boy. Rocky River, boy. Y'all better be careful as in play Rocky River, boy. They got some monsters over there, boy. And he's nice kid.
Yes, he is. He is very respectful. Justin, you got anything on the linebackers?
Man, I wasn't really in tune with the linebackers that much. I was really looking at the DBs and the receivers. The kid from Rocky River was pretty good. I think it was a kid from Vance as well. I didn't really get the names, but it was a kid from Vance who was pretty good. over there, linebackers.
Man, they got a million kids.
Yeah. It was they pretty much took over at the camp. As far as DBs though, the kid, I think it was from Hickory Ridge, the one the MVP, right?
Nah, he from Huss.
Oh, yeah, we talked about him earlier. We got some other ones we want to talk about too.
Okay, so I'm just tuning in. Where you? What we talking about now?
Man, don't let my man come in blind like a bat, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I only asked about Lottie. He went down on his own.
He got his do-rag on. He has his do-rag on and a all black attire. He is here to do business. And you let my man come in here blind. When a man has a do-rag on, respect the do-rag.
That's because I got the first cut like Matt, man. I had to throw it on. I was looking crazy.
Man, I had a fresh cut since 1965. You see, boy, this is natural.
And it's a big problem. But anyway, the DBs we gonna talk about. 3 that I want to talk about specifically, and I'll let y'all talk about them. Fred Bates from Hopewell, Jadon Sowell from Ashbrook, and Elijah Mack from North Mack.
Bates come from I ain't gonna take claim. I ain't coining like that. Fred Bates, he playing that great Hopewell defense over there. Great defensive mind, Coach Bird. If I had DC's name, I like him too. Good people. What's the DC name of?
Lenny Sanders.
Yeah, Coach Sanders. They great guys. He got an outstanding DB coach over there. They undid all my terrible things I used to do to Fred. But Jayden over there at Ashbrook, he got my boy Debo. I like to call him Debo, but Coach James, he's short, aggressive, and one thing you like about him as a DB is he take everything personal. And like when he would get messed up, he was getting upset. And I was telling him, I said, hey, you making. I said, one-on-ones are not set for us to be successful, but you're right there. It's just little things. You just got to tweak little things. Mackey at North Mack, he is raw. He's a machine. He had like 65 reps at that camp. Y'all really need to get that kid wants to get better. And he was like my second favorite one out there. Even if I don't count Fred, because Fred is Fred. Fred Bates is one of the most underrated DBs in the state of North Carolina. It's just me being honest. He's mean. He's aggressive. We got to tweak it down a little bit, but he's aggressive. He went over there to play wide receiver some. He's an athlete. It just nothing really. Mackey has great feet, awareness. He's very well coachable. He's like cool, calm, and collective. Nothing really bothering. He got beat on one play. He clapped his hand, went back out there. Matter of fact, he got beat by tight end U. Route U. Route U was killing all kinds of competition over there. But it was just, he was good. But all them, like I said, all them DBs were good. And one thing I want to say about Fred, y'all got to understand, Fred's a safety out there playing press. And he don't play rover or something like that. He play free. He's a free safety. And he was out there with nothing. And Fred's very coachable. Fred's a very well coachable kid, nice kid. Like I said, he's just a football player. He's an alpha male. So what Fred does, I expect Fred to do that. It just you gotta be like, hey. You can yell at Fred every now and then. But I love him. That's my guy. Matt tell me and Fred have the most unorthodox relationship. We sit there and yell at each other, and then I'll be like, hey man, you my guy though. He'll give me a hug. That's my guy. I love Fred.
All right, Justin, what you got?
So from the receiver standpoint, some good receivers out there, good competition out there. Jayden from Mountain Island was pretty good. He dominated. He got MVP. He was winning reps all night. So that he definitely stood out. You also had a receiver from Vance. It was pretty good as well.
Sean Walker. Yep.
Yeah, he won the fastest man. The dude was an athlete out there. Like I said, Vance had a group of them out there, and they were balling the whole night. So definitely want to shout out to the Vance squad out there. I don't know how they keep getting these kids to keep coming over there, but hey, they doing something right over there. Let's see. You always got Trey Nicholson, man. He balls out every day. every camp he goes to, man, he's like a cheat code, man. Can nobody keep up with him? He's route running back. It doesn't matter where you put him, man. Somebody definitely needs to offer him. He's a steal, man. Special teams. I feel like he's a playmaker, man. Somebody's gonna go get it. So it's definitely somebody who's under the radar, who definitely needs to be put on the spotlight for sure. Like I said, I've been in like 4 different camps. He's been dominating every single one of them. So that's definitely a guy that people need to watch. Also, very underrated. Probably one of the top performing guys out there was probably the kid from Charlotte Catholic, the tight end. He got what's his name?
I call him Route U.
The carrot head kid. Yeah. Hey, when I say he was snagging him, he was snagging every catch that came his way. I don't think I saw a drop by the kid, and it's not usual to see from a tight end because you don't see tight ends just burning people.
Nah, he had that one drop when he got when he went against Ray and they had that collision. He looked like about fell in his neck, and he got up. I said, "Man, this kid is there Terminator, boy." I said, "Hey, boy, you all right?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm good, coach." Yeah. I said, "Hey, man, I about had to find me a pen and a piece of paper so he signed. Boy, that boy don't be playing Saturday and Sunday. That
kid.
And he redhead too.
And he was a freshman. I didn't realize he was a freshman. I thought he was at least a
and he was he was the most polite person out there, dominating people.
Yeah.
Good rep.
He'll snag on you, then shake your hand. Hey man, good job.
Hey man, I would have punched that boy in the back of my head. He tell me that.
Hand on my face.
Get back alive.
Give me 1 second here. Hold on.
Then we got the sports.
I gotta ask you something. I gotta ask you something. Josh Johnson, all last week kept posting this, and now he's back. Keep talking about West Charlotte DBs. What is going on with this, man?
Guys, so just so you know, I came from Providence. And y'all know how Coach Bill would do in pre-games and stuff like that. And you know, it was Providence versus AK. Coach Bill would get a little amp up and we'll talk. And unfortunately, me being at West Charlotte now, targets come with me too. So Josh, I respect Josh. He's a great kid. He's one of the best receivers. That boy's nasty arm. Him and McCall. So
yeah, he was at the last camp.
Josh. It's friendly. It's friendly. AK, even with Moten, me and Moten was laughing. They want to play West Charlotte very bad, and they can't wait. It just, I'm sorry. I got a lot of heat on me from what I've been told, reading some subs on Twitter. Because I love going to Subway, and I love Jason Daly. I love Firehouse. But no, it ain't. I love subs. But Josh is. I hope if you're leaving this year anyway, man. So I ain't worried about you. And I ain't coaching DBs at West Charlotte. I'm doing my jockeys. My boy, the DB coach got worried about. I'm coaching during hybrid plays. So running backs, you play that running back, then you go talk junk to me.
Oh man, Charlotte, man, we talked about Sean Walker a good bit earlier. Feel free when this is over to go back and watch the playback. You'll hear a lot of him.
Look at Richardson. Look Mr. Richardson. I told you. It's a target. It's a target.
I'm sure Gardner would welcome that. I'm sure he would. So.
Look, it's all love, man. I love it because one thing about these kids, they understand who really about it. I love it. I'm really about these kids. Johnson is dominant. That kid is a very dominant football player. It's just like even when Cam Smith took a shot at me this year. This year, so I can take it. Yeah.
That was hilarious. I should have recorded that. That was cute.
I could take it. I'm just a dad who loves to coach a little football, and I love these kids. Y'all great, man. So it don't hurt my feelings, man. I don't gotta go subbing. I love it. I love it. Let's don't go upstairs and play football.
In conclusion, I want to thank all you kids and parents that trusted in us and came back to the camp the second time. I thought it was a really good experience. We had good weather. It wasn't too cold. We got lucky.
What?
61 degrees.
It was cold.
Well, I said it wasn't too. It's December. We got lucky. It wasn't that cold.
Man,
December.
I had the darn military thermal on. I was over there shivering.
Well,
thank God for my winter coat.
Man. That's why it's big man season. So I'm good. This is
I'm 210. I'm all right.
We will never have Under the Lights in June or July. So.
I'm 210. I'm all right. It was cold. Just there was cold.
It was a little cold. It was a little cold.
Well, that's because y'all little. It's big man season.
Man, I ain't beat no 300 boys.
I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, there you go. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
You want to cut that out?
Well, keep it clean because I know what you're about to say.
Live. Ain't no cutting it when it's live. Anyway,
right. Jesus.
We are way behind schedule. Let me bring Cherie and Ken in here, and then we're gonna go to our next topic. Yeah,
you about to say something crazy. You're gonna lose our sponsor.
Before I get in trouble. Yeah, before I get Body Armor ain't sponsoring this. Anyway,
Body Armor. I'm trying to get church of chicken.
Thank you, Body Armor.
for my homegirl Cherie.
We need to work on that.
Ain't all right. Cherie been working it. Church chicken. Chick-fil-A. Ken working on Chick-fil-A.
Hey, did you try the new chicken sandwich, Cherie?
I have not tried it yet. I've not tried it.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Hold on, I got y'all. No. Hey, churches, we have tried it. It's very juicy, crunchy. Y'all, please go to your neighborhood church of chicken. They got wonderful selection. You don't get your honey biscuit.
Yeah, you will.
You don't get a honey biscuit, and you might get a bucket of grease. But let me tell you something. One or two things gonna happen. You don't enjoy it, or you don't see how fast your 40 to that restroom is. Church of chicken.
Now that is.
Oh God.
We can't use that.
I didn't do it. I did not do it.
That's a steal right there. Look, Kenny, that was a good one, wasn't
it? All right. So the next topic, very quickly.
Okay.
This is the last show of 2020, and it's been a hell of a year. We've gone through a lot, especially with high school football. Let's talk about some memorable moments from this 2020 season. I'll let you guys have the floor because I got a whole list of things that I can talk about here. But each one of you, you got a moment from 2020 that's been memorable from a high school football perspective?
I'll go first. This is my first year with you guys, man. I want to say thank you for bringing me on. I covered a lot of the private school this season because that's all they played this fall. The Henry Rutledge kid, man, this dude was dynamic. Covered him the whole season. Charlotte Christian and Providence Day, man. Some good kids at those schools, man. That was my first time. I went to a public school, so we really had a rival against the private schools. We wasn't really rocking with them. So now that I'm actually covering, I see they actually have athletes because they always had it's a stigma that private schools don't really have any kids, good athletes over there. So like I said, that was definitely a memorable moment of 2020 for me. Like I said, appreciate you guys for bringing me on. I look forward to next year.
Justin, I appreciate you wanting to come on. I mean, it's just the beginning. We got a lot of stuff we're going to work on over the next few weeks that we're not live and doing the show. A lot of player-focused stuff that's going to be very exciting that's coming. To piggyback off that, I think Charlotte Christian winning another state championship the way they had to do it this year through COVID was a great story. You mentioned Henry Rutledge. The quarterback, Matthew Tuamala, coming back from injury the previous year and winning a state title his senior year. That game against Providence Day, right before the playoffs, when they won the conference championship, was one of the better games that I can remember over the past couple of years. That was just great back and forth action. And there's some other things I want to discuss, but let me give you guys another shot. Kenny, Phillips, Cherie, y'all got any memories from 2020 high school football wise?
Oh yeah.
I think for me, the biggest thing was just having to adjust to COVID and having to kind of cover football through that, and just for the CFI game, y'all being able to go out and, cover some of the games that we would have, otherwise not been able to cover. And I just thought that was a really cool thing, just, being able to branch out, to another area of, the Carolinas, just to cover another area of football. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and in branching out, we got to know Catawba Ridge really well. We covered the second game of the season in South Carolina when they played York. They got their first win of the season in that game, and then they just didn't lose. They didn't lose anymore until they got to the Upper State Championship game. And Phillips, as you mentioned earlier, Jayden Davis getting hurt, Caden Hager coming over from defense to take over the quarterback position and leading that team on an incredible run. You mentioned Coach Zach Liniak. What a great guy. I mean, we interviewed him after that York game. I mean, really, really respectful. He gets it, man. And he's got a great staff of former head coaches down there. Hopefully they all stay together and do some more great things. I mean, Davis is there for another 3 years. I mean, Jacoby Henderson, the dynamic dual threat athlete on both sides of the ball, is coming back. Henry Bowen at the running back spot. Asa Johnson at playing the D-line spot. I mean, they got a lot of talent, man. They got a lot of talent that's returning. And that story is just incredible to just come out of nowhere in their second year and make a run like that. I mean, there are schools around here that hadn't made a run like that in their whole 50-year history.
Oh, whoa. Let's praise Catawba Ridge.
I am.
Taking shots at these schools around here. They trying to build programs, man.
I didn't take a shot at those schools. I didn't mention one school name. I just said schools.
I'm trying to start dropping names. No, I'm playing.
I mean, you said it. I'm going to piggyback off of you a little bit. It shows just how important high school coaches are. I mean, Catawba Ridge has multiple North Carolina head coaches that have retired and moved right down the road. They're driving right down the road. I mean, Mike Bradley, Chris Russ, Mike Bradley is one of the greatest football minds that I've ever been around. I was fortunate enough to work with him for a couple of years at North Mack and learned so much from him. And looking back, I always wish that I would have learned a little bit more. I was, 24, 25 and thought I knew everything about football. But South Carolina kids, especially the ones up in the upstate, are so fortunate because they get so many retired coaches from North Carolina who go down and coach them. Shout out to those guys. I think my favorite moment of 2020 is going to sound a little bit cliche, but I'm going to say it anyhow. With North Carolina football being non-existent for the public schools, the favorite part of the season for me was today, scrolling through Twitter and seeing all of these guys who, after years and years of work and all the hours that they've put in and the extra training that they've put in, who signed their national letter of intent today. I never don't get goosebumps scrolling through. And I don't care what school they're from, if they're a rival school that I coached against, or if they're a school where maybe I don't like their coaches. It doesn't matter to me to see those kids sign their letters of intent. Maybe not as big of a party as it would have been in normal years because of COVID restrictions. But how awesome was that all day today to scroll through and see kids signing? Excited about that and hoping that more kids who didn't sign today get the opportunity to sign in a few months.
It's very good stuff, Ken. I definitely agree. We're going to have a segment about that a little later about some kids that signed on signing day. And I know there's going to be some you want to talk about on that list too, Ken. Phillips, what's your memorable moment or moments from 2020?
Probably the one that haven't happened yet, being able to go back to West Charlotte coach. That was huge. Me leaving Providence was pretty tough on me because people who really know me knew how much that school meant to me at working there. Being on CFI, man, this was fun, man. Just getting to build these relationships with these other coaches, causing a little ruckus, just being the voice of the people, especially of the city. I like being the voice, even though never mind. But I think just building the relationships, like me, Jagger Joe, letting the world meet Forehead, Mohead, Juice Man, and just helping Pep, man. Pep is my guy. Pep, me and Pep, that's my guy. That's one person I never turn my back on. Pep, good people, and just seeing these kids, working these camps, man. I love camp. Pep, no, I love working in camps. I just love interacting with the kids. Being on Panos, good side, my man from South Met, and just be people that I was rivalry, we rivalry coach against. But other than that, I love everything about it. It's just 2020. Can't wait for more.
Yeah, and I appreciate those kind words. I will say the two camps that we were able to put together, with Charlotte Football Insider is definitely one of my favorite memorable moments. Years ago, when I got into doing this, I never thought it would get to this point right here. And sometimes, when things happen, you just kind of it's gratifying. It really is. I think those were awesome. The interviews that we were able to do with Bill Guiler and Steve Shaughnessy, those are awesome, man. Those are really two legends that we were able to talk to. And I go back and play those, stories, and there's so many people that have gone back and watched those and shared those videos, and I really appreciate it. The racial discussions we had among coaches and among players in interviews, getting to hear everyone's opinions about what's going on in the world and tying it back to high school football, I thought was really cool. And it was great to be a part of that. You mentioned going back to West Charlotte. I think Sam Griner getting hired at West Charlotte was a big deal, a big story where he was able to get back and, start coaching again at a historic school like West Charlotte. Mike Palmieri leaving Mallard Creek and going to Georgia was a big deal.
That was big.
That one was, there were, we know there had been rumors and stuff for a long time, but actually having that happen was something.
You gotta say, Lil John stepping away from Creek going to South Point, that was big, because whoever thought Lil John would just leave Creek like that? That was big. So, it's not on the same as Palomar, but just seeing Lil John and watching his growth, like, shout out to Don, man. Don with Lil John, boy, shout out to you, boy. His growth, that was the most amazing part of everything. Just seeing him be transparent, because there's not a lot of people who are very transparent. Like Coach Bill transparent. You see through Coach Bill all the time because I'm crazy. But just watching him grow and just admit his flaws, it's tough, especially at black men. It's tough at black men to admit our weaknesses. But shout out to Lil John, man.
But the most memorable thing from 2020 is obviously dealing with this pandemic, COVID-19, and everything just being flipped upside down. And everyone that worked hard to put together seasons in the private sector, like Justin mentioned earlier, and then in South Carolina, kudos to all of you that were a part of that. The players, the coaches, the administrators. This is unprecedented in our lifetimes, and credit and kudos have to go out to all of you. Hopefully we're able to have spring football here in North Carolina in the public schools. Right now we don't know. We don't know right now, but I want to commend and thank all of you that watch this show, all the kids that we promote that come on for interviews. And like I said, me and Justin, we working on some stuff with players. I still got some interviews I need to put out that I'm still like a week and a half behind on, but I'll get those out. And I want to thank all you guys for, as good of a year as we could possibly have for 2020. It's crazy, but we're gonna be back in 2021. But we still got more to do tonight, and it's time for our favorite segment. That has been controversial. It has shocked people throughout the state. It has changed the lives in high school football.
Good job, Kenny.
I would say. And that's sound off. It's time to sound off. And you know what? Justin Adams, you get the lead off sound off because you ain't never done it.
Hey, good job.
So this is a segment, Justin, where we get to say whatever's on our mind. Sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's serious. So I'm gonna give you a chance to say whatever you want to say. So here you go.
Man, just put me on the spot like that. You know, I don't know. But
Rookie indoctrination. Well,
it's been pretty cold. It's pretty cold outside this past couple of days. So you know, make sure you guys are staying warm. I went outside today, man. I didn't have a jacket on, and I ran right back inside. So you know, the temperature is dropping. So make sure you guys are staying warm and have enough clothes on. But I don't really have a lot to say right now. I'm pretty hungry right now. I'm about to go in there and make a smoothie once we get off of here. You know, I make a smoothie every day, so I put that in my diet every day. You know, I make about 2 smoothies a day. So I think I might start making I might start off a smoothie company. I don't know, you know. That's about it, man. That's all I got.
And that is Justin Adams' personal diary session brought to you by Charlotte Football Insiders.
Yeah, there we go.
Boy, you about to get roasted. All right.
Hey. Yo, put me on the, I said what was on my mind. What's that what we say?
Oh, God. All right, Sheree. Please save us.
Oh.
Against they lost their pre. So he went out there and he did his thing, and you know it was good to see. It was nice to see, you know, the Hornets, you know, an upside to the Hornets. So regardless of, you know, what their season looks like, you know, it seems like there's going to be a lot of positive that comes out of it. And also, I don't know if you guys know Elle Duncan of ESPN, but she just went out a couple weeks ago, I think. She's having a baby. So I just wanted to shout her out. She's one of the sports broadcasters on ESPN, for those of you who don't know her. She's been an amazing woman who's had a voice for the when it's come to, you know, all of the stuff that's been going on racially throughout the world this year. And so for her, you know, she's going out to have her baby, and, you know, I just want to shout her out. So.
Yeah, she does a good job. I like her on ESPN. She's not, you know, too over the top, you know. And
but
then
she speaks her mind.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about Gordon Hayward in the beginning.
Huh?
Who you kind of got cut off in the beginning? What were you talking
about?
Oh,
LaMelo Ball. I was talking about the ball.
Oh, LaMelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on the thing during that game. I was proud of him.
Yeah. The second game was better than the first one. You know, I think the first one he was just, you know, trying to do too much. He let it come to him a little more. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. All right. Let's go with Phillips. What you got on sound off this week, sir?
So everybody know what happened Saturday. So apparently this team from North Carolina came to Miami. And I'm a man of my word. And something happened that was unorthodox. I've never seen this happen before.
Okay.
So I want to send out my apologies to Sheree and all the North Carolina Tar Heels. Y'all didn't have to do I felt like I was a part of that beatdown that my boys got. It hurt. It broke me down. My daughter had, he put the score up. I know they were waiting for it. So me and my daughter, we had our Miami stuff on. We just took it off, folded it up. The U is not back right now. But we'll be back next year. We'll be more spirited. I think Deandre King is staying. We're gonna be good. You see how mellow I am, become humble. You know, sometimes when you talk, you gotta say sorry. I'm sorry, North Carolina fans. I'm sorry. I don't, that hurt. My soul's broken. Every time The boys ran over one of my DBs. I cried. And my daughter, I just laid in my 2-year-old lap and she just rubbed my head and said, Dad, it's okay. The second part of my sign off, I told Cherie at the beginning of the year, like I told Pep and Kenny, them Panthers were gonna be poo-poo. Thank God for my Rams. We're on a roll. Super Bowl champs, here we come. Jared Goff, MVP. Phillips out.
The first part of that was much more entertaining than the second. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, Kenny McClamrock, the emotional engine of CFI. Sound off, sir.
Yo, can I just go ahead and say that I'm glad that I didn't have to follow Justin. I mean, Justin, that was really amazing, man. Really inspiring stuff. Great job on your first sound off. Today, I'm going to touch on something that I touched a little bit on social media about today, and that is I'm going to look at a couple of college football programs here in North Carolina and how their signing day went. And I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to start with the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. By all accounts, a top 15 recruiting day class in all of America. And here's some interesting facts about that. They signed, as of 12 o'clock this afternoon when I looked last, they had signed 17 players. Of those 17 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players in the University of North Carolina signing class today was from the state of Florida? Nah. Georgia? Nah. Alabama? Nah. Texas? Nah. South Carolina? 14 of 17 players signed by UNC today came from the state of North Carolina. 13 4-stars and a 5-star, the number 13 recruiting class in all of the nation, and they're all homegrown North Carolina boys. School number 2, a school up in Greensboro, one of the most traditional powerhouses in all of HBCU land, and if we're really being honest, one of the traditional powerhouses in all of FCS football. North Carolina A&T signed 7 players today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them came from North Carolina. 6 of 7. Great job, Coach Cord and the rest of the A&T staff. You guys know the talent that you have here in this state. Well, let's move on to another school, similar stature, just up the road, right up the road in Burlington. Elon University. Elon. 5 players signed from North Carolina. They signed 2 from Florida, 2 from Georgia, another from South Carolina, from Tennessee, and because they're Elon, they signed a dude from Pennsylvania. But of 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 of them, just under 50%, are North Carolina boys. Shout out to Coach T and his staff on that. And then I went up to another school, a school that every North Carolina kid grows up wanting to play college football for, Gardner Webb University. And when you click on their website, the first thing that you see is this big headline, Gardner Webb, quote, inks blockbuster. 17-man class. Now, 17 is actually 17 is the exact number as what UNC signed. UNC signed 14 North Carolina kids. So Gardner Webb signs the same amount of kids. How many of them are from North Carolina? Well, let's go down the list. From Georgia, they signed 5. That's a lot. There's not a whole lot left. So maybe they signed like 12, 10. Nah. They went down to Florida to sign 5 more. Well, now we're 10 out of 17 is from not North Carolina. In New Jersey, they signed a kid because why in the hell else wouldn't somebody from New Jersey want to go to Boiling Springs, North Carolina, where they got 1 flipping McDonald's at the stoplight? South Carolina, 1 kid. Tennessee, 1 kid. So if you do the math really quickly, that means of 17 players signed by Gardner Webb University, only 3 of them were from North Carolina. That's shameful, Gardner Webb. You know how many athletes play in this state? You know how many heck of a players there are in this state? Remind me again, what happened to the last staff? I'll just leave it at that. And then we go to my personal favorite. Now, I coached high school football for 18 years. And for 18 years, I saw a coach from this school exactly 4 times in 18 years. 18 times 2 is 36 recruiting cycles. And 36 recruiting cycles, I saw a coach 4 times. And 2 of those times was the same coach, and he was only there for 1 year. Just up the road, well, really, it's a little bit farther than up the road because it's the middle of effing nowhere. Cullowhee, freaking North Carolina. Cullowhee. By the way, they've played 3 games this year. They've given up 58 points in their first game, 49 points in their second game, and 49 points in the third game. In other words, they need a lot of help. In fact, they've only won 6 football games in the last 2.25 seasons. So surely, if North Carolina can recruit 14 out of 17 kids from the state of North Carolina, surely the hell Western Carolina is going to do the same, right? Western Carolina signed 7 kids today. Who knew that 7 kids wanted to go to school at Western to begin with? How many of those 7 kids come from the great state of North Carolina? Well, let's go through the list. From Florida. They went all the way down to Florida. And, of course, when you're Western Carolina, you're signing at best the 7th-tier player from the state of Florida because there's the University of Florida, there's FSU, there's UCF, there's Florida A&M, there's Bethune-Cookman, there's school. Hell, there is Ava Maria, the NAIA school that is better than Western Carolina. They signed 1 kid from Florida. So let's move a little bit north. They signed 2 kids from South Carolina. They signed 3 kids from Georgia because, once again, I'm sure there's a whole heck of a lot of guys who grew up in Georgia thinking, boy, I'd love to play for those Catamounts. 1 kid from Virginia. So I'll ask you, how many guys did Western Carolina sign today? From North Carolina, 0. Not a single one. You know how many kids I've had that went on to sign scholarships at schools that demolished Western Carolina? And I call up a Western Carolina coach and he says, Coach, he can't play for us. Well, he's getting ready to play against you, and he's getting ready to run the tables on your sorry butts. Western Carolina, that's pathetic, man. There are so many incredible football players in this state. You could field a football team from just the 704, and that ain't any disrespect to the 336 or the 919 or any other area code in this state. But the 704 has got athletes through the roof, and you will not see Western Carolina recruit this area. You will not see Western Carolina sign any guys this area because they believe that the 7th and the 8th tier guys from Florida and Georgia and South Carolina and Virginia are better than the best guys that we have here in North Carolina. And I don't understand it. North Carolina is the top 10 Division I program producer. North Carolina is the top 10 NFL player, producer, and I have no idea. But Western Carolina, you guys keep doing your thing because obviously it's working out so well for you.
I should have let Kenny go last. That's Kenny McClamrock, guys. Ending the year on a very high note and a lot of great points made in that. Needless to say, I don't think Western Carolina is going to be at the CFI camp anytime soon. Oh, man. Okay. Joe Hughes with a great comment. I agree. That made my week. That's real talk, man. That's real talk. All right. Man, shoot. My sound off, I'm be honest, it's not even about football. It's not about sports. It's about the simple premise of where the hell has the importance of making an appointment gone? All the time, you got a doctor's appointment. You got an appointment to, for ladies, you get your hair done at an appointment. You got appointments for all kind of stuff. You know, you make an appointment. When you make an appointment, it's supposed to mean that you're going to have your service or whatever you're doing done at that time. we have turned making appointments into, okay, I'm going to be here at that time, but that just means I'm going to be here at that time. Your service is going to start whenever I'm ready to give it to you. And that's really gets on my nerves. You know, Kenny does a thing with people who annoy him. I actually thought this way he was going to go tonight. He kind of fooled me on that. That's okay. But it annoys the hell out of me when you sit there, you make an appointment. I had a place I had to be the other day, and I'm looking at my clock, and I had to be there at 3, and I left my house at 2:30, and I'm flying down 85 trying to get to this place, and I get there at 2:59, walk in, and I said, okay, I made it. And I walk in, and the guy tells me, hey, it's going to be 20 minutes. What the hell you mean it's going to be 20 minutes? I made an appointment. An appointment means my service starts at 3 o'clock. I expect it to be done at 3 o'clock. I'm a busy dude. A lot of us are busy. We have a lot going on. We don't have 20 minutes to just sit there and throw away in our day. So that just messed me all the way up, man. You guys that do appointment-based services, stick to your words, man. I mean, it just ain't right. It just ain't right. All right, I just had to get that off my chest. All right. So now, Justin, that's how we do sound off right there. I apologize for putting you on the spot, but I think, you know, your offer to make us smoothies, you know, I'm going to take you up on that and see how good you are at making a smoothie because I'm thirsty. All right, so let's have a Justin moment. All right, hold on. All right. So you're going to make us a smoothie, right? So what kind of smoothie you going to make?
I can customize it however you want it.
However I want it. Okay. I like you know, I like Powerade. Can you put Powerade in my smoothie?
Why would you put Powerade in a smoothie?
You said you could customize it.
Yeah, but that's not what you
put in do anything. Bro, how you gonna say you're gonna customize it and criticize what I want to put in?
If that's what you want, I'll do that for you. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, but don't get mad at me if it doesn't turn out the way you want it, bro.
It's my request. I'm not gonna get mad at you. I just want to know.
All right. So you want the Powerade to be the base?
Hold on, man. Jagged Joe, man. Come on here if you got something to say about my movies. Come on the show and say something. Don't be putting all these little comments out.
Man, you're the type of guy to pour milk before you put your cereal in the bowl, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I feel attacked by that too. I feel some type of way about that. All right, so that's the end of your little segment. All right, there we go. All right. We're gonna move forward on to the next topic here. Oh man. Oh, now Joe's laughing at me. I mean, come on, man. What the hell? What the hell? Do I need to get Phillips on you guys? And Phillips is kind of like my enforcer. So, you know, if I tell him to handle you guys, you know, he'll go over there and handle y'all. But anyway, all right, what's our next segment? I don't even know what's going on. What are we doing? Oh, signing day players and recruiting tips. All right, so let's go on that. All right, here we go. I'm going to bring everybody in on this one. Okay. All right, guys.
Hey, before you even get started on that,
go ahead.
Number one, when you make an appointment at the barbershop, everybody know you making that appointment for 20 minutes when you want to get your hair cut. You don't go in and say, hey, I'll be there at 3 o'clock. You show up at 3:15 because you're going there for the conversation. Come on. Why are you complaining? You complaining about the barbershop?
I'm going in. I'm not even talking about it. I'm talking about in general. I'm not
talking about the barbershop. And you was slick about it too. Your man said customer schedule based thing. You act like you order Powerade smoothies. Now, hey, I can't defend that. That's terrible. That ain't no Powerade in a smoothie. You put bananas, kiwi, lime, apple. You know, that's smoothie.
I didn't want that in my smoothie. I wanted something else.
You want a milkshake. You want a Powerade milkshake.
No,
you ordered that
Powerade smoothie. Now,
you want a Powerade slushy. You want a Powerade slushy. You want a slushy.
Here you go. Here you go, Joey Hughes. Bills needs to tussle with a hair pick. Let me in on the recruiting deal.
Hey, well, okay. Okay, so you want jokes, okay? Let me tell you something.
Bill has been a hair appointment since the last session.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Oh, yeah, man. You throwing shade with these
You're
comments
wrong.
and he on the show.
You know where he at? He's at Macy buying their turtleneck to go with his. He made me mad today. You buying turtleneck to go with your genie outfits. Over there, work on your background vocals. You don't come at me in my head. There ain't nothing wrong with me in my head, sucker. Last time you came to the show, you had them darn square frames on, looking like you seen back up for Jodeci. Ooh, yeah. And you worry about me. You better stay yourself in your place, Joe. All right, let's go. I'm done.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
Name.
Okay. Because we got 13 people waiting on recruiting tips, and they probably looking at us like we crazy. So, all right. So we talked with several college coaches that came out Friday night at the camp. Biggest thing about recruiting right now is, we've seen the whole, thing where they got the waiver and everything, where the college players across the board can, not have this year count. So that's hurting a lot of these spots that would be open for normal, 2021 kids. The biggest thing is don't throw out an option. Don't throw out a school that, may not, be giving you a lot of money or, keep all your options open. That's the number one thing. Sell yourself. Like the kid from Cuthbertson, he tagged me in a video and came to the camp. Now he got an MVP. That's positive, press for him, because he sold himself. Keep putting yourself out there. If there are schools you're interested in, go to their website, fill out a questionnaire, and get in that coach's in the eyes of the coach. Send your film out, tag people like me, and there's other guys out here that do a great job in sharing information to people. Some people have connections. Some people say they have connections. Just the main thing is don't pay for it, an exposure service. That's crap. These guys that go on here on Twitter talking about D1 looking for kids. Yeah, of course they're all looking for kids. They need players to play. That's stupid. Don't pay for exposure. The same thing they're going to do, you can do for yourself for free with a little bit of hard work, okay? Go to the camps that you can afford, and I'll just put this out there. There are kids in tough situations. We let some kids into this camp for free because, I know their situation. Their coach will come to us and, say, there's a tough situation at home. They can't afford it. And, we find a way to make it happen. We cover the fees for them. So if there's a way for you to get out there and keep exposing yourself, keep doing that because somebody's watching, even if you don't know it. Somebody, and I'll tell you, Phillips, we talked about Jayden Lockhart from Ashbrook. Yeah. We did an interview with him. All of a sudden, he started getting offers. He thanked us, on social media because all of a sudden, a little exposure. And then, coaches are seeing that. We get DMs from coaches all the time. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They're at the camp. I mean, the connections are there, man. You just got to put yourself out and give yourself a chance.
Okay? But I would say the major one y'all need to do is make sure you're talking to your high school coach. Them head football coaches, like, y'all would be shocked. They're actually doing what head football coaches are supposed to do. Like Coach Clark, he was at camp asking recruiters, he said, what do you need? What do you need? What can I do? What, we were talking to Coach Butler at Catawba. We was asking what, he was telling us how hard it is for him. So, number one, parents, talk to them head football coaches. Let the head football coach know that your child is actually interested in playing division football. Don't say Division I, because I'm gonna tell y'all guys, it's gonna be hard to compete with these Division I guys. Like Division II, don't be knocking on them doors. And Kenny will tell you the same thing. Like, it's football. You want to play football? Ain't nothing wrong with Division II. Y'all waiting for these Division I's to bust. I don't care. You don't be waiting because they don't wait to see these people who are holding out, and they might not offer you something until never. You might get PWO. So it's just D2 school. They got ballers. So you might want to go holler at them and stop, brushing them aside. My boy Coach Baker, who used to be in Independence, he's a recruiter now. He coaches college football now. Holler at him, Coach Butler. And make sure you treat all of them. Be careful of how you act in front of these recruiters because they all run in the same circle and they all talk. Don't just wait for Carolina, Florida State, Miami. One of them. I'm gonna tell you, the transfer portal is a tool that really hurts high school athletes now. And Kenny will tell you that it really hurts high school athletes now because like my team, we'll look for another quarterback. We don't go to the transfer portal with somebody who has proven film on a collegiate level versus bringing somebody from a lower tier high school. And that's not a shot at y'all. Sometimes you got to take a chance. Like Nathan Kabamba, coach, college coach, D2 program, D1 program. That's a dog over there. Nathan Kabamba, that boy is a ball player. I love how he promotes himself so well on social media every time. Boom. Boy, I wish I had Will Healy's number at Charlotte. The boy could ball. Give him a chance. It just, y'all, somebody give him a chance. Somebody. But there are some ball players out there. Jake Snap at Butler, who was at Promise for a little bit. Gardner Webb, Cat Max. You know, you want a dynamic play, he's on the side. That boy is a ball player. You know, Jalen Brooks at Providence, 6'4", legit. It's some legit players still out there. It just give them opportunity. But guys, don't be waiting for Ohio State. They are not right now. They ain't knocking it. They ain't knocking, boy. You might need to go D2 and go and get in. Rip some elbows. But take your offers, man. Take whatever offer you, man. Like Ray, you saw what he got. I think, me personally, I think he played big time ball. But knowing that kid, he's a dog. He don't go wherever he take, wherever he get. Because that's how Hunter Hustle kids are. They're dogs. They're gonna go play wherever.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys both are hitting on some great points. You know, I think for guys right now who have some scholarship offers, who are maybe hoping that there are going to be other offers coming up, I would be very careful in holding out too long. I've been talking to some players who have Division II scholarships, multiple Division II scholarships, and normally on December the 16th, I would be telling them, hey, just wait until after the New Year's, because when January gets here, college coaches, especially the Division II level, are really going to start going through film. And then that Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, that's when you want to go visit your number one school. But with no season for Division IIs, everything has been sped up. And like you guys mentioned, I just looked up this year, there were 15,000, that's 15,000 total athletes in the NCAA transfer portal. Now that's all sports, but 15,000, and a large number of those are football players. And we've seen guys. I mean, a quarterback from Texas A&M just transferred to Charlotte just this week. Transfers are everywhere. There are mid-year JUCO guys that are wanting to transfer out everywhere. And so because of those factors normally, and then you take into effect that the NCAA has just passed a broad waiver that said all NCAA athletes can return for another season, even if they played this year. Colleges have the least number of scholarships available. I was talking to a high school coach today who was talking to a Division II head coach and or defense coordinator, and the coordinator told him that we have 83 players on our roster right now, and we're expecting all 83 players to return next year. We're not going to offer a single penny towards a class of 21 kid. And it sucks. It sucks that North Carolina kids got the bum end of the shaft. It sucks. No offense to, because you guys have already talked about this, that private schools and South Carolina kids were able to play. I talked to a Division II coach, a coordinator just this weekend about a kid that I'm trying to help out. And he told me, Coach, it's tough to offer a kid who doesn't have any senior film.
Mm-hmm.
And North Carolina kids just don't have senior films. And so for North Carolina guys who have offers on the table, who are maybe hoping that there might be a big one, I would really, really, really connect with those colleges that have offered you. Make sure they know that that you're interested, even if you're not really interested, because here's the truth. Money that Division II schools have right now on December the 14th, they may not have on January the 14th, because they only have so much money. And the sooner you jump on board with that school, the more money they're apt to offer you. And then we saw just in the past couple of days, in the past couple of weeks, kids that I know personally who had committed to schools who lost that opportunity, who lost that scholarship spot. Something that we had talked about way back in August on this show, how many kids would lose spots because of the coronavirus and because of the transfer portal and all that kinds of stuff. And then, Petman, going back to what you said, or Coach Phillips, I can't remember, kids, you've got to market yourself. And it's really easy. My first experience with marketing a player was when I was a first-year teacher and coach, second-year coach, first-year teacher. My brother was a senior in high school. He was a big-time wrestler, all-state a couple of years, and he wanted to wrestle in college. And I went to every single Division I wrestling program's website, and you click on sports, you click on football, you click on Inside Athletics, and when you click on Inside Athletics, there's a place that says coaches directory. You click on that, and you email every single coach on that list. And it's easy to copy and paste. You have your highlights, you have your film, you have your numbers, you have your I did this at this combine, I did that at this combine. You have all that stuff ready, your GPA ready, your test scores ready, your phone number ready, your Instagram account ready, your Twitter handle ready, and you send that off to every coach on that spot. And then you send it to the next school and the next school and the next school. There are so many schools just here in North Carolina. I mean, I don't know how many football playing schools there are in North Carolina that offer scholarships, but it's probably close to 20 when you add in all the CIAAs and the East Carolinas and all those other schools. There are a ton of them, not to mention all the Division III schools. And now we have an NAIA school in St. Andrews, and there are plenty of schools in our area as well. So I would get on the phone, get on the email. It takes you nothing to shoot that same exact stuff at a coach on Twitter and bug the mess out of them. When I coached, I had this little deal with myself that I probably have 140 or 150 coaches' numbers in my cell phone. I wanted every single coach to hear from me every other week. So 25 plus times a year, a coach in my phone was guaranteed to get a text message or a call from me. And the idea was, if I'm constantly reminding him of one of my players, if he's constantly thinking about me, because I'm saying, hey, coach, heck of a win yesterday, man. That was awesome. I got to catch the highlights, that he's hopefully thinking about my players. Do the same. Market yourself, man. Just like that hot girl in class that you're trying to holler at, you keep trying to slide into her DMs until she finally says yes. Keep sliding into coach's DMs and don't give up, and do whatever you can to get in front of them in a positive light.
Put a war to warfare 10.
It's very good stuff. Very good stuff. And I mean, I know, Cherie, you can attest, sliding in the DMs, works sometimes, right?
You don't got to answer that, Cherie. That was terrible, right there.
I don't know how to start sliding in the DMs.
Good gracious, Pep.
All right.
Pep, boy. Hey, Pep be on it, boy.
Show of the year. It's the last show of the year. I'm sorry.
Pep be on it, boy.
Okay.
You could attest to sliding the DMs. You sound like a game show host. Now to you, Cherie, for the play-by-play. Yeah, this gentleman slid in my DMs. I was like, no. Another one, no. Oh, maybe. No. Hello. Oh, my goodness. Shoot your shot. Hey, I would tell you this, young fella, Steph Curry, you see what he do. You saw what John Wall did.
Okay, so this is coming from the man last week who said he was shooting 100% in Greensboro, right?
I was, but I'm just a humble person. I just pray to my kids.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear it? Are you serious? Are you serious? Humble?
I am. You don't.
Okay.
One day. You don't do that.
We don't talk about this after the show. We don't talk about that after the show. All right, signing day recap.
I'm Russell Westbrook, man.
We have a lot of kids signed here locally, and Miss Moten's still laughing at us. Thank you for still watching. My goodness. All right, so a lot of kids signed locally. I know we got some connection with some of these kids. Ken, one specifically for you, Deandre Boykins from Centrica Bears. What is North Carolina getting with that young man?
Yeah, they're getting an incredible playmaker. When Deandre was a freshman, I'll never forget, we were up in the weight room. It was after the first day of summer workouts in June. And I was talking with my coaches after practice and our quarterbacks coach, Coach Pruitt, who's at Mount Pleasant now. I asked him, I said, how does little Boykins look? How does Juice's little brother looks? And he goes, Coach, he can play. And I said, you mean like he can play like he's going to be a really good player for us on the JV team this year, or like he really can play, he can be an 8-quarter kid for this year? And he was like, nah, Coach, this kid's going to start for us. And so that was on a Monday. On Wednesday, we threw him into the fire in a 7-on-7. You know, Independence and all those guys were there. And Deandre, I'm pretty certain that first 7-on-7, I had to break him up because he was getting in receiver spaces and run his mouth. He's just an ultra competitor. He's one of the most competitive athletes that I've ever been around. He's one of the most serious athletes I've ever been around. That same freshman year, we went through a little bit of a tough skid where we had lost a couple of games we shouldn't have, and we played music at practice. And I'll never forget that Monday we were walking out to practice, and Deandre came up to me and said, Coach, we don't need to play music this week. And I said, what do you mean we don't need to play music, man? Everybody loves music. He said, Coach, we're not very focused. We got to get more focused. I mean, that was as a 14-year-old freshman kid. You know, he did everything for us. He played corner. He played safety. He played inside linebacker. He played outside linebacker. He wanted to play defensive end for us. He played running back. He played quarterback. He played wide receiver. He caught touchdowns. He ran touchdowns. He threw touchdowns. He did everything that was asked of him. He's a super strong kid. He's a super smart kid. He's going to get in, and physically he's going to be immediately able, I think, to step up and start to make contributions next year on special teams. He's going to be very physical in the run game. They're going to play him closer to the box, I imagine, as kind of that nickel player where he can play the run and he can go out and guard some running backs and some slots. I think that they've got just an incredible playmaker. He's going to be a leader in the weight room. He's a quiet leader. As a freshman, he immediately earned the respect of all of our team. And he was one of those guys that were recruited by everybody. Everybody in the nation almost offered this dude. North Carolina was where he wanted to go from the very beginning. I think it was the Jays. In fact, I sent him a text today congratulating him, and I asked him when he got the baby blue Jays, and he said hopefully on January the 16th when he got to campus. But they're getting a heck of a player.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good stuff, man. We interviewed him. He really, he's confident. He's a confident kid. I never saw anything negative from him ever. Incredible athlete. There were some runs. I remember we covered a game. You guys played Northwest at your place last year. He made some plays in that game that were just amazing. So, congrats to Deandre.
Yeah, respect to him. Respect to him.
And I got a lot of players here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna publish this list on our website because I ain't gonna go there, but I'm gonna publish the list on the website. You guys can check those out, and I'm gonna do something separate to talk about these guys. There's a lot of them on here, and if I talk about all these guys, we're gonna be here till 11 o'clock, and we don't have that kind of time tonight, unfortunately. So
I got a smoothie to go make.
Congratulations. You know what, Justin? That's fine. That's okay.
Powerade smoothie.
Y'all don't leave me alone, man. I bet you it'd be good. I bet you it'd be good.
It sound like you want a slushy, a Powerade slushy.
Italian ice.
There you go. Tahiti treat.
Are y'all done?
Jungle juice.
I'll just wait till y'all done.
I'm done. I'm sorry. I got a Madden League game in a little bit. I'm sorry. Let me be quiet.
Okay. Man, you know what? Speaking on Madden real quick, man, I made it to the Super Bowl with these Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater and them. I made it to the Super Bowl, man.
Tell me about the people that you're playing with.
What you mean? I was 9-7. I got hot in the playoffs, man. I made a run. It's good, strong defense.
Somewhere Matt Rule is crying because he wish he could say that.
To end the show this year, we're gonna do.
Look, Kenny didn't want to look me in the face. He said,
"No, he doesn't," and for good reason.
He don't get me a little bit.
After the show is gonna be really interesting. I'm gonna bring Cherie back in, and We're gonna do NFL picks. Only 3 this week because we ain't got that many great matchups.
Are
All
we
right,
gonna get the
Sheree.
results back?
What happened?
I don't know. Someone's speaking out of turn over there. I'm just.
God, why you gotta say that about the man? God.
I'm sorry. There's something in this cup. All right, there's something in the cup. All right.
There's water in the Powerade slushy in the cup. That's all it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Carolina Blue. It said Carolina Blue slushy in the cup, right?
I'm gonna leave my slushy alone.
Oh no, I was talking about. I was referencing the Tar Heels. I was rubbing it in his face further. You know, since that's the only thing I can rub in his face this season anyway. But I take it I'm up first with the NFL pick.
Yes, you are. Please.
Everybody, don't pick what Sheree picks. Pick against it.
Wait a minute. Because I bet I probably did well last week, but we're not going to talk about that anyway. So the 3 games this week, I got the Chiefs over the Saints, I got the Dolphins over the Patriots, and I got the Seahawks over Washington.
All right, there we go. Phillips, what you got on the picks?
Chiefs, Dolphins, and Seahawks.
Don't pick what I picked though.
Who would pick the Saints over the Chiefs? Who would pick the Patriots over the Dolphins? And who in their right mind? I don't know. I don't know what Seahawks team don't show, but the Seahawks should be the football team. Hey, history and fact about the football team. You know, there's a new team in Major League Baseball now. The Cleveland baseball team is now here.
Yeah, the Indians get there as well.
The baseball team.
All right, Justin, what are your picks?
Smoothie.
I'm gonna go Chiefs over the Saints. Patriots just came off a loss, so they're gonna want to regain that. So I'm gonna go Patriots over the Dolphins. I don't know. Washington's defense is looking pretty good, but I'm still pick Russell Wilson with the Seahawks over Washington. So let's see.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Kenny, what you got on the pick?
Now, don't be surprised if the Cleveland baseball team ends up being called the Cleveland Spiders. You heard it here first. I've got Chief over the Saints. I'm going to go against the grain on this one. I'm going to go Patriots over the Dolphins and Seahawks over the football team. Do you capitalize the T in football team, or is it just a capital F, lowercase t?
No, you got to capitalize the team.
The T is okay. I capitalized the T in my notes. So okay, I was
good job. Sure. Good job. I got you.
We're ending on a great note here in 2020. All right, so I'm gonna take the Chiefs over the Saints. I'm going to take the Dolphins over the Patriots, and I'm gonna buck the trend. I'm gonna believe in Ron Rivera. They're making a playoff push at 6-7, leading the NFC East football team over the Seahawks. 3-0, guaranteed right there, baby. All right, bring everybody back.
And I saw what Joe Hughes said. On here.
Oh, what a great way to end the show.
Because I'm going for the Frederick Douglass. I got a park in my head right here. And the Frederick Douglass, man. I'm trying to be a scholar.
Oh, man.
All right.
I was Jodeci to leave me alone. I was Jodeci to leave me alone.
Gracefully, I'm going to end the show by myself here. So I want to thank all of you for supporting CFI in 2020 and Football Focus Weekly. I wish you all the best. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Enjoy this time with your families. It's been a really crazy year. I hope that we've enjoyed or entertained you is the word I'm looking for, with some, silly stuff that we do. Of course, we like to have a good time, but we try to be informative as well throughout all the different topics that have hit us in 2020. Like I said, me and Justin will be working on some player things, featuring players over the next couple of weeks. You'll see a lot of interviews. You'll see some different things that we haven't shown just yet. We'd be excited to bring to you. 2021, of course, will continue back. Our next show will be in January 6th. You'll have a new open video. We'll be excited to debut that with a custom theme song, which is going to be really cool, and some new images and maybe a little video. So we're gonna keep moving this thing to the next level here at Football Focus Weekly. If there's anything that you would like to see that you don't see anywhere else, please reach out to me. We're always open to different ideas. And then, of course, I think the best way. What is that? What is all that? I guess I should have muted off.
I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Smoothie time.
That's okay. We tried to end it gracefully, but of course, in Football Focus Weekly fashion, we can't end it gracefully. So I'll just throw up this last comment from Joe Hughes. Benjamin Banneker Phillips. There you go. All right. See you next year in 2021. Hopefully, it's a better year for all of us. Thank you for watching.
Stay safe out there.